You know, that's what I'm saying. That's crazy. It's like all my life, you know what I'm saying, I never knew that Deuteronomy 28 and 68 said that we would come over here to a land on slave cargo ships, by the way of slave cargo ships, and be sold to our enemies for buying men and buying women. And no man can buy you or save you. I never knew that. You know what I'm saying? Like, a pastor never taught us that. You don't have pastors in these churches standing up preaching that or teaching that, because they know if they tell you that, they got to tell you who you are. They got to tell you belong to a people. They got to tell you that, you know what I'm saying, you're an Israelite. They got to tell you that you came from the same tribe that Christ came from. Then they got to tell you the truth about the Virgin Mary birth story, because now you'll understand that Christ didn't come into the world that way. You know what I'm saying? They make you think that God just balled Christ up in the ball, just threw him in Mary's belly, and voila, there go Christ. Nah. It tell you he came by the seed and the loins of David. Christ came just like we did. You know what I'm saying? It tell you in Hebrews 7 and 14 that, yea, though our father Christ sprung out the tribe of Judah. Who are Judah? The so-called Negroes, the black people in America. Me. We come from the same tribe. But they'll never teach you this or tell you that. And it was in the Bible the whole time. You see what I'm saying? So when you don't understand or know the Bible, you err not knowing the scripture. We'd have never been deceived that way. You know what I'm saying? But see, they put up the image of Christ and make you think that's him, but not knowing that they told you in scriptures they would do that. And that's the reason why certain scriptures that's not in the scriptures anymore, because they know that would have gave you the understanding. Check this book out right here. This is a good book to check out right here. This book right here will give you understanding on about the guy in the image who they say is Jesus Christ. But like I tell you, the guy's name is Cesare Borgia. He's the sixth son. He's the son of the sixth Pope Rodrigo Borgia. They have a book about this man. You can look up his family line. You can Google and look up his family line. It's called the House of Borgia. If you look it up and Google it, it'll give you all the information on his family line. But this book right here, like I just put up a picture, I'm going to put it up one more time for you so you can pick it up. But it's called A Triptych of Poisonous. You know what I'm saying? So you can look at the book. You can look at this information right here. And you can read over this, and it'll tell you a little bit about the book and a little bit about the history of the guy in the image, who they say is Jesus Christ. Look into it and wake up. Now, you know what I'm saying? So this is how you can tell or not be deceived or know that what you're dealing with when it comes to all the understanding, you know what I'm saying, you need when it comes to Christ. You know what I'm saying? It was no J's back then when he was walking around. J's didn't come along to 500, 600 years after Christ. You see what I'm saying? What's more proof of that? You can look into the Bible, the 1611 King James Version, and then it'll give you more understanding of why this Bible was not in churches as well. They have King James Version Bibles, of course, but really they replacing everything with NIV, and it's a reason for that. But it's not no 1611s in these churches. You can go online and get one. I got mine from Barnes and Nobles, but you can open it up and you'll see there's no J's in this whole Bible. So back then they was using I's for J's. Excuse me, they was using I's for J's. You know, it's synonymous with J, like it's I is synonymous with Y. So you have to understand that it wasn't no J's when Christ was walking around. How can we call this man Jesus Christ? Then you have to understand as far as images, like I say, you know, Exodus 20 and 4 tell you don't deal with any engraven images. That's in the law, you know what I'm saying? So how could we ever think that we could see a picture of Christ, or they would have a picture of this man walking around? Another reason how you know, the churches are not teaching us of a Christ and is written of in scriptures. We being taught of another Christ. You know what I'm saying? Because if we wasn't, why would they put up a fake image of him and make us think that he was a white man with blue eyes, when it tell you in Revelations that it give you his description and tell you that Christ was a man of color? They wouldn't have lied to us, because me, myself, personally, I would have worshipped Christ and followed him the same way I do now if he was a white man or whatever race he may have been. So why did they lie? They whitewashed the whole Bible, made us think everybody was white people and not people of color. So you got to get your understanding on Christ, like he tell you in scripture. Many will come in my name saying that I'm Christ and shall deceive many. Wake up.